Towns were isolated by Irene's, but also some neighborhoods within other communities, and they may have a long wait for help because they are such small pockets of the state. Adam Sullivan joins us now from Woodstock, another community hit hard by the flooding. Adam?
Kristen, I'm standing in front of what used to be the parking lot of the Woodstock Farmers Market. About 6 feet of water completely ravaged the inside of this store when the nearby Ottaquechee River spilled its banks. Some of the non-perishable food was able to be saved, but most of the food and supplies are completely gone. Owners say that the integrity of the building seems to be good, but there is a lot of damage.
Well, we're all numb. My biggest concern is my staff. We've got to try to figure out the finances. We've got flood insurance, but up to a point. It's not going to cover everything. So it tends to be an issue where I'm concerned about staffing. I'm concerned about getting back for the community. I just don't know how long that's going to take.
Now, there is another supermarket in downtown Woodstock, so people in this community have relatively close access to food. But for some pockets of this community, getting to food, Kristen, is going to be extremely difficult because some roads are completely washed out on both sides and you can't drive in or out.
Dave Brown of Woodstock stands on one side of the Fletcher Hill Road. In front of him is a path of destruction left by Tropical Storm Irene. Further up the Fletcher Hill Road, Irene's strength is even more apparent. A washout as far as the eye can see. Brown is one of about 12 families in this section of town that do not have vehicle access to their homes. That means no ambulances and no fire trucks either. If you want to get there, you have to hike in, something I found out quickly as I began to report this story.
We're a little short on milk and bread, but bananas, but we're okay.
Brown has a generator running his well pump, so even though he does not have electricity, he still has water and a pantry full of food.
We really have everything we need, and yet we feel disconnected from our friends in downtown Woodstock because we can't actually get there.
Just down the street, Nidra Gramling's nerves are apparent.
I'm just praying that everything will come out okay. And, I don't know, I've gotten a lot of people helping, so I don't know.
The elderly woman does have company, her daily caregiver.
We are getting low on milk and we're getting low on bread, but there's plenty of stuff in the cupboards and in the freezer.
The home's well is gravity fed, so they too have access to fresh water. But they do not have easy access to the outside world.
And it's kind of hard to sleep at night knowing that you can't get help right away if you needed it.
Because both ends of the road are gone, getting to a hospital, if need be, will be difficult.
What would happen if we needed emergency care? I think that's probably if she should fall or I should fall and we had to get help.
So at this point, it's neighbors helping neighbors, friends helping friends. Brown and Robinson exchanged numbers in case there is an emergency.
My son brought my medicine this morning. He hiked down, then I took him back up, and I'm sure somebody can get food to us somehow.
That's something Brown is already working on. He strung a zip line that he intends to use to pass food over the blown-out culvert.
Rig some sort of a bosun's chair and put the groceries in the chair and haul it across the river.
Now, moments ago, I spoke with Woodstock Town Manager Phil Swanson, who told me that the town has hired every available truck to begin filling these road problems. They're also looking to get more help and more workers out of Boston, but he also said that supply for fill is running thin because it is in such high demand. So Swanson says that unfortunately some of these roads could take weeks to fix. Now, Kristen, he also told me that if anyone has any emergency problems, whether it's access to food, water, or health care, to dial 911. Also in this town, they've set up an emergency volunteer station at the local elementary school on Route 106 where water and other supplies are being handed out. But Kristen, as we've been reporting, obviously these issues are very similar to towns across the state of Vermont. Kristen?
That's right. Thank you, Adam.